Okej, zaczynamy. Hi guys. Today we have a match of Error versus PanKapitan, and well, I hope it will be a good match. They are both experienced players. I do count on Error because I did vote for him, so that's that. So yeah, the game should start soon, and so I should be able to still send some links. So yeah, that's kind of nice. Both players are already ready. So let's see what the map gives. Actually, I wonder why they are not starting yet. There we go. There we go. Okay. And yeah. Something didn't go right. So we will quickly rehost. Right now waiting for a game. Shino is the host, so yeah. First crash of the day. Unusual occurrence. What's unusual is that my chat does not seem to exactly work. Okay, let's see. Oh, there it is. There we go. Now even that works, which is great. Okay, another problem. That's weird at this point. The map might be bugged. The map might be bugged. Well, I will be just waiting for the lobby to open up again and we'll see. I will quickly ask Shino about whether the map is a problem or not and if we will have to rehost the entire map, or rather change it entirely. So yeah. For now, it's a waiting game basically. And lobby simulator. Which isn't entirely fun. I don't even have to have anything to talk about yet. Honestly, maybe let's just compare players, and while Error is really good Echo player, PanKapitan is way more of an aggressive player, let's say, with good ideas, in which it can probably do something like ratting the enemy in various ways or something like that. Overall, I do prefer Error as the more stable player and also the one that can actually develop very well, but we will see how it turns out in this case. Hopefully well, but there is still no lobby up, so yeah. That's delay. Yeah, we're still waiting for the game because I guess the map is bugged and organizers have to fix it. So yeah, that's slightly a problem. Organizers. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically waiting game at this point. Okay, they were actually, yeah, the map was bugged and we will be playing different map. So oh no, I will have to set everything again. So yeah, that will take a bit of time, I guess. But yeah, I basically have to launch the game again. It unfortunately won't see the map unless I restart and actually relaunch the memory view as well. Okay, no, well, show up. There it is. And now I have to set up the stats. What? Okay, let me relaunch it. At the very worst, I will be playing without it. But that wouldn't be too good. So open memory view. Oh, come on. Or was it? There it is. I think it was reverse. Let me check. Okay, that's different map. We both have. We still have Mayans. Yeah, it's first player. Blue player is Error, and PanKapitan is player 1. There we go. And yeah, finally everything works great. Great. And so we have very standard opening. Is that a medium residence? What? I usually don't start like that. So yeah, I'm a bit surprised that this is how they are starting. At least PanKapitan, although I might very well be wrong and this very well might be the right start for this. Meanwhile, Error starting with Forester and single Stonecutter. Well, sounds about right. Mayans do need that wood income very much so. Probably more than stone in this setup. At least I prefer to get second lumberjack over third stonemason. And already going for the mountain, trying to search through it with geologists, and PanKapitan doing so as well with even more of them. So we will see if any of them actually gets ahead due to that. Although Error might be a little short on settlers to actually carry stuff, as he didn't build any residence till now. And PanKapitan only now is getting the... well, he does not even have lumberjack nor sawmill, and it seems sawmill will actually be first here. So that's interesting. Overall, I think I do prefer what Error did a bit more. Although it's kinda a pity he didn't... Nah, it's not a pity, it's actually correct that he went for the Forester over Tower in this direction, because you don't really need space. And I guess that second lumberjack that is just marked there so that the Forester is not going to take over this whole area, because it would very much do so if left unchecked. The river is very nice. It's quite long, but overall it is more than they need, I guess. The desert is also fairly nearby. And I guess this is one of the few maps where there is just one pile of stone, and if you picked Mayans on this map, you are absolutely in a not good condition in any other mode other than MG. I mean LG. On MG that could be somewhat in would probably not, and on HG it would be tough. It would be tough. It definitely would be tough to just play Mayans on a single stack, plus I guess mana at least is somewhat close by. Okay, Error can already make some mines. The iron smelter and weapons toolsmith are already being built, which is too fast. You should stop that and actually get the mines to work first. So that's a slight problem. Meanwhile, on the PanKapitan side, he's not yet there. Which is an advantage for Error, and he's also building similar setup, but I'm not sure if that isn't toolsmith before iron smelter, which might be slightly worse. And yet, Error is short on planks, which is very normal when it comes to Mayans. You usually are short on planks, and that's your main early game problem. You usually do have more stone than you do have planks, at least on LG and with these starting resources. Though I wouldn't prefer it any other way. And yeah, this is quickly being built. We will see how many ores both of them get, and whether or not one of them gets significant advantage from that. Although we can already see and tell that Error is ahead when it comes to building his early economy over PanKapitan. Let's somewhat quickly check the stats. And yeah, well, Error is leading somewhat, having more stone, which is very good. I wonder how much of that those stone cutters actually are, because they are somewhat similar, actually. I guess maybe Error had them quicker. And yeah, 4 coal, single iron. Single iron? 5 coal, single iron? 6. Is that 6? I can see because 7? What? That's insane. Oh, 1, 2, I believe that's 3. It might be full stack. And only 1 iron. Yeah, that iron mine was bad. Don't get me wrong, that iron mine was definitely bad. Like, just single... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot. And that single iron... Well, that's not the best iron mine, let's be certain. And he should also... That's minor mistake, but I would very much prefer to send them from here to here. On LG you don't have that much to do, so actually uncovering what you already own is better than just going places randomly, honestly, in my opinion. Meanwhile, PanKapitan, also kinda good coal mine, double iron, so that's better. At least a bit more lucky, so yeah. While Error is faster, PanKapitan gets much more iron, which might be a somewhat big advantage, honestly. Yeah, honestly, just that 1 more iron might be enough to kinda spoil advantage that Error had. It's that much. That 1 more tool, 1 more fishing rod. And what's kinda bad is that he does not actually see any other iron spots, and this is clearly not good. Send them there. And then we see stonecutter, second lumberjack, and another fish. 2 farms. It just looks kinda better, but PanKapitan does have the 2 roads, so yeah. That might very well actually make or break this advantage, with more tools produced quicker, basically, which is the name of the game when it comes to LG, honestly. So yeah, let me peek at the stats real quick, and when it comes to people, they are more or less even. PanKapitan has 1 more building, although Error is building overall more. And probably as soon as those buildings finish, he will be in a very good situation. Meanwhile, PanKapitan is quickly expanding his forest. Very quickly indeed. And I wonder if that's like warranted, but I would like to see something like 5 stonecutters, 4 lumberjacks, 2 sawmills. That would be very, very good echo. Yep. So overall, I do like that. Hello. How are you? And yeah, like 2 farms. Honestly, going for 2 farms, 7 2 farms, 7 fishermen's would be very good strat here, in my opinion. Like, actually doing that might very well be one of the better things he can do, at least in my opinion. I do like to play that way. And even 5 works if you don't have too many other uses for fish, like if you don't have a lot of gold. And for now he does not even have enough iron, really. But yeah, like 2 and 5, and you can literally place 2 weaponsmiths, 3 iron smelters, like single or even double gold smelters, and it will somewhat work if you keep adding stuff afterwards. So yeah, I do. Okay, I think there is a bit more. Yeah, he already got second fishing rod. He will just now only be expanding the forest, which might not be that good, given that PanKapitan is already ahead in that. Although he does lack the second sawmill, he is making additional 3 stone cutters, and he will be faster on that than Error is, which might be an advantage, honestly. And this stone won't last forever. Oh yeah, I was already outside and I was taking a breath of fresh air, honestly, before this game. So I can say that, yeah, indeed, it's very nicely warm outside, and I'm now sitting here and casting Game of Settlers 4 to 2 people. It's not perfect, but it's better than 0. And honestly, Error is just faster on this eco, while PanKapitan will have more steel resources, and I wonder who will come out on top when it comes to that. Honestly, I'm kind of afraid that it will be PanKapitan, given that this will be big boost. Although those stone cutters don't have that much to work with. But yeah, later on this will come online very quickly. And yeah, PanKapitan kinda shows that he does know how to play LG. And Error is not bad himself right now. Although this seems, what Error did seems like something that people on HG actually do. So you basically, right after echo, or rather resource echo, you go for food echo. And on LG that's not exactly great, right? That's not exactly great. Because you essentially invest in buildings that don't give you any immediate return when it comes to faster development, right? Yeah, that's LG. They are playing LG. So yeah, I mean that's fine, but it just seems a little bit too slow. And just adding this is a little bit faster, although Error seems to be going for 6 to 5 or 6 woodcutters, which is a lot. I wonder if that's not too many even. Meanwhile, PanKapitan is still struggling with wood. Well, Error is doing similarly, let's say. And he's not taking the good side of the mountain. There is nothing here. You see that everything is here. Please, like, dig through this, but because you probably can't place tower there. So you probably have to dig through this. And yeah, PanKapitan actually had slightly better tower, so he can actually take it straight, but Error can't. And that's probably either stone cutter or tower. And yeah, that's not good. I would just make 2 shovels and shovel this away and then turn them back into something like, I actually don't know how they are called. Diggers, okay. And then I would turn them back into diggers unless I had some gold, like right outside of the tower range. And PanKapitan actually has a bit more. Actually, yeah, he does have more uncovered. I guess that single more geologist that was now already turned into builder did matter. So yeah. And yeah, we indeed see 5 to 2. That's not bad. And yeah, he's now making tower here, but that tower probably won't take this, which is big problem anyway. So taking those 2 pioneers would still be good deal in my opinion. Basically, it's never bad deal. You can also dig through this, get better iron spots. They are just so useful, right? And yeah, Error is first on the farms. First on the mill. He will be first on the bakery. More fishermen. If you're not going for 4 farms, you should go for more fishermen. As I said, like 5 to 7, and it would be really good. You can, and here is the war economy basically getting up slowly. And honestly, I find that LG is not that easy because settlers are very easy to lose track of, and you suddenly have none. And yeah, you still, he's making another tower. Just make like 5 diggers, I mean pioneers, and go through this mountain from spot to spot. You don't even need like towers, and I guess this will be fast enough. Honestly, I think this is what I would do. I wouldn't even bother with towers. I know that this is APM intensive, but you can very well make something like that on LG, because actually I'm saying that, and meanwhile he has no iron really. He's making the shovels, but I don't know if I would have the iron for it. Maybe, hopefully, if I did have iron for it, I would certainly make like 2. Because on one hand, yeah, the tools are important, but you're saving resources on the other hand. You're saving like... I mean, I guess that's not that much, that's just 1 plank and 2 stone, if I am correct. I should be, but I might be wrong. So, but for each tower you are actually taking after the first, and he did take like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's like 8 to 4. 4 planks, 8 stone, which ain't nothing, right? That's basically another farm right there. And here we have the temple. And yep, he did well that he actually added those diggers, because without them building this could very well be suicide when it comes to building speed. Honestly, you want like +5 diggers if you are going to go for temple usually. At least in my experience that works well for Mayans. Honestly, that's kinda slow here, I would say. And let's also take a look at PanKapitan. PanKapitan is also in pretty good shape. Slightly slower on the second bakery, taking another coal mine already, which Error does have as well. I was focusing much more on Error, so maybe let's take a look at PanKapitan a bit more. And player 1 is building a legal tower, and I guess that's Error, and he won't be able to make another tower here even. And finally the gold is taken. PanKapitan does not yet have that. And oh well. Although PanKapitan does not look bad at all, he's starting from mana actually. Without temple, I do prefer temple start a lot, honestly. Because that basically gives you 1 spell for free, then you can destroy it, build it again, and get another stack of stone. It's very, how do I say it, smooth. It's much smoother than starting with mana, unless you know that you will need that mana later on. And yeah, as well, we see first military buildings being dug out, some probably residences, probably second sawmill, which he does need, absolutely does need that. And well, I do prefer spot that Error is in. He's already making, or he will soon start making weapons. Although he will be lacking iron, because as I said, this is not a good spot. He should make those diggers and actually take this. This would be so much better. Meanwhile, PanKapitan has this iron spot, so technically he will be able to actually get more iron quicker. And actually, he's not even going for the rest of this mountain, interestingly enough. Although PanKapitan won't have water, that's not enough to sustain 2 bakeries and single distillery. On the other hand, for Error that will work until he makes mana, I guess, and also because, okay, that's bow, but I do prefer, actually, how are they called? I have no idea if I can even see them here. Are there any stats when it comes to... Okay, Blauguns, I did remember. So that's good. And we already see double gold mine. Very nice. That's a very good play in my opinion. PanKapitan is making just a single one. And okay, just only now that's coming in, but it's better now or never. So yeah, let me take a look. They are very close in people. Error has more diggers, more builders, less caca, and overall much less buildings, interestingly enough. And even less resources spent on building those buildings. I guess that mana does take up significant chunk of that. But overall, when it comes to making weapons and gold, Error is ahead. And I guess that's Hunter? How much is this on Romance? 3 and 3. Yeah, that's probably Hunter. Although if you are making Hunter, you probably want to make another tower to take all of this as your area and actually have him work there. Another thing you can do on LG is you can send soldiers outside of your territory and actually lure or push those animals inside of your territory. That's a very cool trick. And on LG you should have the APM, the free APM, and that to actually do that. On a HG that's not so optimal, or even you have time for that, or brain space or something like that to actually do that. But on LG you can very well do that and just send some soldiers here to basically push them into your territory so your hunter can actually harvest them all, which is kinda interesting trick in my opinion, and I like it quite a bit. So we'll see. And Error has this first mage, or rather priest. It's kinda unfortunate that he is building in this area, as basically it will be worse for him to mine this stone, and there is no other place where you would actually want to place those stone cutters just to make some extra, just to cast some extra stone, because there is literally no other stuck inside. Although I do very much like this stone mine. And yeah, okay, for fishermen, I would... that is a problem. He's not actually sending fish to coal. While it is fine, I do prefer to do that just to have some extra storage space. Which might sound weird, but I would prefer to have that fish in coal than to have that fish sit here and not work, basically. Because I do think that at some point I might be out of bread if I just expand aggressively enough with my eco. And by that time that fish will come in handy, which is not optimal, but is a way to somewhat preserve your lead in that regard, right? You are out of bread, you did kinda... you fucked up basically, and then you still have something to hold on to, even if it is not a lot, because that's like only 16 more more attempts from mines, right? at full fish, that's still 16 more than nothing. And that will still sustain you for that like minute longer or something. Which I do think is very important. Right? But on the other hand, he should just use the pause and unpause trick to actually send all of those fish to those iron mines, because he will be short on iron and he is short on iron constantly. And that would just make that so much faster. Because those fish would be already here and he is not making any meat just yet, right? So actually using that to his advantage on LG would be massive. Especially that we are in minute 50 and he does not have a lot of weapons. Actually, they are basically going head to head when it comes to that. I would say PanKapitan even is a little bit more... is in better spot than Error, honestly, due to those two weaponsmiths and mana already being produced. So yeah, in this case, I do think that PanKapitan has an advantage here. At least slight one. And well, Error is doing a good job at actually storing that, and he does desperately need more pickaxes. He does not have enough. Definitely. Especially for those iron mines, it's very much problematic for him. And those fish are still there, now doing nothing. But fortunately this hunter will be now working. As I said, pity we probably won't see that trick with pushing animals into your territory, especially deer. Or like boar. But that's something that you can do to just get that extra advantage. I actually wonder, yeah, PanKapitan is in a much worse spot when it comes to actually taking this mountain, although he is using diggers to do that. And I see no hunter ready. I see third farm, second... Actually, that's first or second temple, I can't tell. Does he have any priests? He does not. So, yeah. Actually, do I have them in reverse? On the stat? I believe not to be so. Oh my god. I just... I pressed a key and now I'm in windowed mode, if you are curious. Okay, now it's somewhat fixed. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. How does it look on stream? It looks fine. Okay, nothing happened. Everything is fine. At least that's good. So yeah, I do prefer position of Error here very much so. I wanted to take a look at stats. I wanted to press S6. Yeah, Error is blue, PanKapitan is red. But I might have them in a reverse when in stats. Although I do believe they did pick colors in that order. So let's make a quick switcheroo, I guess. Honestly, let's see soldiers. Yeah. Yeah. Or at least the colors are reversed. And again, I pressed the same button instead the other one. PanKapitan red. It's all because I wanted to start faster. I will fix that now. Okay, now everything works. So yeah, PanKapitan has a lot more mana, but Error has a lot more buildings, and yeah, that makes more sense right now. Error also has a lot more gold, although the weapons, yeah, they are a problem. Although overall it's not that bad. And this still does not have pickaxe. And he is still short on fish. And wheat. At least I didn't mistake them in like game. So what I said is correct, but in stats it's not exactly so. And yeah, we see blowguns, some swords, and archers, and that's good. And PanKapitan is actually going to go forward. The KK is, I guess, not so high still, 59 to 62, but it is the first move that Error will soon see. And yeah, 21 to 40. We will see if that's enough. I don't see many blowguns. Actually, I do see a lot of blowguns, but the swords are coming in fast. Although Error is just making... Error does not have that many blowguns either, right? You cannot just retreat. You have to stand in front of this. Otherwise, they will just like go for the tower and you might lose that way. You have to like stand in front of it. And you also do not want archers, because archers can be turned by the spells into butterflies. But blowguns can't. That's why blowguns are so good on LG in mirror matchup. Don't fight here. That's stupid. You're just losing power for nothing. Although time does is in favor of Error, you have to push. No, you will lose. You will lose. You will lose that way. You will lose. What are you doing? You will lose. That's stupid. That's stupid. Why didn't you stand in front at least? Yeah, make blowguns. He said he is going to make blowguns and he didn't. That's just as simple as that. He didn't make enough blowguns. He did make bows. And that was bad play. That was absolutely bad play, I have to say. Yeah, GG. That is what lost him the game. 2 times butterflies, he has no archers. Instead of making blowguns. Oh well. Also, this might not be the last game. They will be playing probably more than a single game, but we will see. But the archers absolutely lost him the game. That is inexcusable. Like, making archers in Mayan's LG mirror is absolutely terrible. And he had more soldiers, he just had archers. And yeah, like, at least he could be TP'd. He could still be TP'd by the mana, I guess. But that's at least better than just outright losing that way. But that rush was really good. You probably can't defend it without mana. So yeah, that's very good play from PanKapitan. Maybe less gold, maybe less buildings, maybe less resources, but overall the strategy itself was better indeed. Alright? Getting that mana, getting those spells, etc. Oh well. Oh well. I wonder if we will be playing second game, because Error said he does not have that much time. But overall, I hope we do, because that was interesting to see. At least TP is harder to execute, because it has limited range, and with ranged units it's not that easy to actually cast, and you have to go forward with your mages to catch the blowguns and archers in that. So it's not that easy, and it was also nerfed recently. So it is somewhat worse than butterflies, but overall that mana absolutely won him the game, together with Error play, in my opinion. I mean, the more I think about it, the less there was something Error could do to actually prevent that. I guess going for... nothing he could go for would realistically help him deal with the mana. He can deal with swords, but basically he needs mana to counter this mana. And nothing except mana like actually does a lot. But yeah, I will ask them if they will be playing next. I hope they do. If not, we will continue tomorrow. I'm wondering if I will have time for that. But hopefully yes. Although for now I don't see anything else. Okay, that's true. And soon there will be a Vaku versus Mastodon. And it will be Mayans against Vikings on HGHG. Interesting. Kamchi is streaming that on Twitch, by the way. Shameless plug of our streamers. So yeah, and LG was error speak. You cannot play LG without mana, it turns out. Unless you have so many troops that the mana does not matter. You have two choices. Either you make 20 more, at least 20 more soldiers than your enemy, or you lose to mana. And Error had he neither had weapons nor mana, right? Because mana is weak to pure weapons. That's stupid, but it literally works that way on Mayans. Like, if you have pure level 1 soldiers, they will do better often against mana than level 3s. Honestly, yeah, in my opinion, the moment in which he could still actually salvage this was when he could manually activate those mines and make them perhaps mine a bit faster and stack those fish a bit more there. Have a bit more iron, that iron would be made. And perhaps he would have more soldiers. Perhaps. Perhaps. Let's take a look at lobby. For now, nothing. Okay, we will have the next game, so we are waiting. And I'm waiting for the map, so I will have to restart settlers, I guess. I mean, I will try actually without restarting. And see if that works. If not, I will just restart. For now, they are choosing rules and are looking for a map. Banning shifts. Honestly, yeah. I do think that if only that. I mean, there are many things Erber could do better there, I guess. Because honestly, he did look like a better player. However, PanKapitan had a better game plan, basically. He saw that Erber didn't have much. He had that faster iron. He had that mana. And he went for it, and it worked. And it worked very well, indeed. So yeah. That nickname is not at all lucky for Error, I guess. Jacek Lev, Jack Lion. I wonder if error will fail me this time as well. I mean, not this time. I meant that if error will also fail me in that in this round of betting, because we do bet on like match winners, and that's not like competitive or for something, but just for points. And honestly, that's kind of fun. I do expect error to be actually kind of good, and I hope he is basically. But so far, I'm not seeing that. Actually, while we are still waiting, I might as well try to. Nah, there's not enough time for that, because what I wanted to do is try to actually play that map and see how that goes in between matches. But I would need to play on like X10, and on that speed, I basically have no time to do anything, or even comment probably on this, or even play well. But yeah. There is probably some slight break. So yeah, we have to wait for that. Actually, I will restart Settlers anyway, because they are now in windowed mode. I can actually try to find the correct F button for that. I know there was one. And I'm actually playing with the... I can't find the correct button, unfortunately. So yeah, I will just restart the game, I guess. It's actually funny. At least I'm trying to do something while I'm waiting for the map. So yeah. If any of you actually knows this combo, please share. Well, that's fun. Yeah. So yeah, I will... Probably the second game mode will be MG. And I again expect error to at least perform somewhat well. But oh well, we will see how it goes. PanKapitan can very much surprise error. And surprise him hard at that too. I mean, even if he TPs your troops to the other side of the map, you still have the hope, right? But with butterflies, you have no hope. That's why I do prefer like full blow gunners if you want to be defensive. Also, panic. Oh, you can't go in, and PanKapitan goes in so hard, error looted basically at PT, which was kind of crazy. But yeah. And I got them up, nice. So right now I am restarting the game, because, well, it got slightly smaller. And okay. Okay, the map is in. Okay. I will have to unfortunately restart everything, but it should only take a second. And that should be fine. I lost that, unfortunately. Okay. And I'm waiting for the map. It is there. Okay. Let me just quickly, this time hopefully correctly set it up. And yeah. Okay, if he is going, I will also go on a quick break, and I will be here in a second. Alright, I'm back. I see that nothing in particular actually happened. And they did change the spots, yeah. So I guess I will have to remake the stats again. And I'm waiting for the answer. About that. Although, okay, let's talk about maybe the shift choices. Okay, okay. Let me quickly set this up. PanKapitan on Troya as green. Error as blue. Good. And nice as well. Alright, let's see how they actually perform this time. I do hope that Error wins this. At least this one map. At least this one map. I don't even want to ask for more from him at this point. Yeah. But like, no, I won't forget how people said that you can't just rush on ENG. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, mate. And yeah, we are waiting for players, and soon we will be starting. And there we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Does the game work? It does. Great victory. And let's see. The map is nice. I do like this map. First, you have separate forest that you can just build right here. That won't be basically destroyed by nearly anything, because there will be no walking here unless you put like a row of fishermen right down there, which you don't have to because you have pure coastline right here that is very wide, that is basically more than you need. And also this mountain right here, which probably is not really in the way, because you can just dig through it. And 3 stacks of stone that are close by, which is very nice. And then a lot of mountains. The only thing this map actually lacks is space, because forest is literally everywhere. Like, you can look wherever there is forest. You have to probably cut down those forests, and probably maybe even those, if you want to expand there. In general, it won't be that nice to do. Very, very not nice. So yeah, the map actually is nice, except for the fact that there won't be that much space unless you cut down those forests. Although this again is MG, so it won't be that bad. Also, you will get rid of those 2 stacks naturally. I'm actually interested in MG start from PanKapitan. I wonder how he will deal with it, I guess. But I do think it will be good overall. And yeah, for now we have that slow and steady start that just claims any resources you can find from basically both players. And we already see some pinks for some reason. Although that should be fine, that's 5 to 2 to 2. Very nice start, not a problem at all. And already tower for the mountain. That's actually different mountain. They are taking different mountains. We will see how that turns out for both of them. There is gold, there is iron, that's nice. And for PanKapitan, well, we do also have similar setup, just slightly further away. 1 tower, that will matter a bit overall. So the judgment is probably correct to go initially on this, into this mountain. So yeah. Although he does not have any tower yet for this town, and he is actually lucky that they are mining those 2 stacks, because they won't always do that. It's important to remember that they will not always cut the stone stacks that are right on the border. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. Okay. And for now we have at least settlers lead from PanKapitan for error. He does have enough, but as soon as the mines, the smelters come in, those settlers will start walking. Yeah, exactly. We'll all start walking and trying to carry stuff, and that will actually make him slower for a certain amount of time. Not very long, but it will still do so. Meanwhile, PanKapitan should... First, he does not yet need that many, and second, he's actually building the smelter and toolsmith in a spot that I slightly prefer over the one near the mountain, aka near your starting tower. Because, like, you can build it slightly towards the mountain, But overall I do prefer that, especially if I'm not sure if I will have enough settlers to actually carry everything fast. And that also frees up some settlers, which is good. Also, I see only 3 good geologists from PanKapitan, meanwhile Error also have only 3. That's not a lot. Not a lot. And first farms are already... Okay, let me see one thing. All diggers are actually working for Error, which is very good. Meanwhile, from PanKapitan, we see the same thing happening, I guess. Let's take a look. Yep, PanKapitan has just 1 more builder. And finished mines are already coming in. Settlers aren't still in favor of PanKapitan by some margin, although Error is producing a steady stream of them. And that gold just waits to be digged. Meanwhile, here is the first gold from PanKapitan side that he can see, and also a bunch of small residences. I wonder if it is better to actually build one big one over like 3 or 4 small ones. Maybe not yet at this stage, but soon. You basically would have to have some free resources and also add some, like, pre-dig it and then have the resources. Actually, let's observe him. We can't actually see him clearly, which is a pity, but he is doing his best forging the pickaxes, I guess, for now. No iron though. Oh, I guess they are wondering why here and not here. The other stream, I mean. And I guess Error learned from his mistake and is already making first mana. Very nice. Mana is good. No small temple yet, but Error is known for just storing a bunch of wine on storage spaces. So yeah. And also I can tell that my voice is not at all used to streaming for this long, as it already starts hurting, which is not perfect situation to be in. Not perfect at all. And here is another winery, I guess. Vineyard. Okay. I was actually curious whether or not PanKapitan will actually go for farms or sunflower farms, but I guess this looks more like farms, although I'm not Trojanist specialist. Not by a long shot. Although yeah, I don't yet see any magazine for... Yeah, that was obviously farm. That wasn't small temple. Which is... I'm actually thinking whether or not I like this. That's amazing. That's amazing mana. Wow. And that's very good mana. Right here. Szkoła sadzenia. Farming school, basically. I would probably play this on 4 to 5 farms, maybe 6. 6 later on. or like 256 is nice, I guess. And first wine is being made. Honestly, error might be late on this magazine. If he's not fast, this will actually lose some of its harvest. But it's being built right now, so that's quite good. Meanwhile here, yeah, that's standard farms. They have cute little flower pots. I really like that. Ugliest Trojan farm, prettiest Roman farm. Meme. Yeah, like, the buildings of Trojans look just so much better than anything else. But yeah, at least there won't be won't stall on the vine and the wine in the vineyard, which is good. No gold taken though. And this is only not uncovered. I mean, yeah. I'm not the fan of that. Honestly. I'm not a fan. That looks, yeah, that's gold mine. Right here. Diggers and more diggers. He does have iron, I wonder. Why not go for more fishermen over actual meat? Probably I would go for fish, honestly. And let's take a look. They are basically heading like very close together when it comes to buildings. PanKapitan has more people, which is good because while they are standing for error, they won't be enough once everything he's building right now finishes. Basically, if everything finishes and no more settlers are actually in this base, everything will just be not a good state, let's say. Not in a good state. Meanwhile, for PanKapitan that should be fine. Also 4 farms. Double. I always forget the waterworks name. And it's just waterworks, right? So yeah, already going for the stack, which Error is also doing. But Error is just way slower when it comes to covering this mountain and digging through this one. I actually do not like the towers here. I would literally just make the paths with diggers. Honestly, I started to like that a lot. And I'm trying to do that whenever I can, to just learn to do that during the game, right? I guess that's good habits, learning good habits. I'm not yet great at this, but you gotta start somewhere. And there are thieves already in wait, lying and waiting for an ambush. We will see, we will see. I guess that's good. You always want to know what's happening on the side of your enemy. Knowledge is power. And would you look at that? Error is nearly out of settlers. Look. And now he has no more settlers. And this is the exact moment when error was for a while short on settlers, but fortunately this residence came in just at the perfect time, sent just few settlers away, and stuff works. Or not yet. Yeah, just look at that. They were standing there for a couple of seconds, and now no one is standing anywhere anymore. Okay, they are. So it's not that bad. But for a second, like, everyone was just walking. It actually looked very funny. That residence came in the perfect second, honestly. That was millisecond perfect, right? That's funny. Meanwhile, PanKapitan is just stable. I do not like this amount of small residences, honestly. I would prefer to go for something like bigger residence or something like that sooner than just make this. I also not necessarily like that shuffling of geologists around, but yeah, the gold advantage will be undeniable, I think. With Error having, well, no mines yet. PanKapitan already has prey, which is an advantage, let's say. Although the weapons are already being made, and the wine is already being consumed by the gods, I guess. He will need another one, yep. If he wants to actually use that, he will need another one to take care of that. The barracks, the magazines. A lot of iron, a lot of coal, no gold, basically. And honestly, I really dislike doing that. He's trying to... Honestly, in my opinion, that's somewhat pointless. Because you will have enough coal if you go here. And I guess unless you want to take that stack, but that stack will be available if you just are digging here. So yeah, I dislike that. I would just take this with diggers, instead of trying to make a tower and dig this way. I'm not a big fan of that, honestly, right here, right now. In these circumstances, at least. And temple, I guess. And Error has enough settlers, finally. He won't be short. Although I'd see literally no gold smelters yet. And PanKapitan already started making his own gold, so... yeah, that's bad. That's better. They are basically going head to head. That's very good, yeah, untaken gold. A lot of golds here. I actually wonder how well you could play Trojans when it comes to HG without mana, without battery rather. Without battery. I wonder, you probably can do that very effectively. I just wonder how effectively. If it is like good enough or something. Probably yes, but usually you just don't see people do that. And here we see exactly that actually. There is some mana, but that mana is not for food. It is for, well, spells. And so be it. Look how detailed that is. Honestly, I look at that and think that Trojan fishermen should actually fish from itself sometimes. The detail. I actually never looked so closely at them. Some geese. This is the smallest house in Troya. And yet looks so good. Yeah, I guess I know what this is for. I started to like pioneers a lot recently. A lot. I know, yeah. What Aurora is doing here is fine, but I still prefer to just take that by hand. And not using geologist is a sin that everyone makes, but still a sin. Especially since you have this mountain basically not uncovered and you see nothing. Yeah, these are things that everyone, I guess, is doing. But it shouldn't be. And also, despite having such a good vineyards, this temple is still actually going through this fairly well. Nice. I didn't actually expect that. How many pings, dudes? Chill out. And yeah, as we can see, Error has weapons advantage while PanKapitan has huge gold lead. We will see who will be better off when it comes to that. But yeah, I just dislike that. You would just faster. I mean, it's not even about the tower itself, it's just that you would have more gold faster. That's why I would prefer to actually just use pioneers to go through those gold banks right there. Cześć. Hey. I hope you enjoyed the stream, I guess. And yeah. Is Error actually short on iron? There is just one here. One here. 0 here. 0 here. Yeah, Error is effectively short on iron. I mean, he basically used all of his reserves and that's not enough. And looking at what he has when it comes to iron, he doesn't have much. This will basically go to golds very soon, because that's like 6 to 9 golds. I guess closer to 9. Okay, let's be diplomatic and say like 8 golds, because it depends how good actually fisherman is. And he's having 4 iron mines off of 1 animal breeder. And that's just not enough, and 3 farms. And 2 of those farms go for actually bakeries. So yeah. Meanwhile, PanKapitan is having tons of coal. I mean, that's a lot. Iron is full, but we don't exactly see many weapon smiths just yet. Here's one. Here's another. And we see... Yeah, he needs that. He needs those. He also have full mines of iron. But I actually wonder if that's enough. Because there is no food there, or at least not much. It feels like similar situation to Error, actually. And we see Hunter, and Hunter is really good. Push those deers. And he's still having to dig those golds. And yeah, if going for just stone, I guess I would prefer tower here. And just not to make that many towers. Okay, he's still making a priest, interestingly enough. And PanKapitan will just have full mana for the defense. Although he does not have a lot of it, it's still fine. Okay, and we see 3 of those, and yeah. It should work well. Okay, but the crippling gold deficit is actually kinda bad. Both of them started to... Second barracks. Interesting. I mean, I guess he needs magazines more than the barracks, but yeah, they won't be a waste. And yeah, at least those gold smelters are working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, actually 5, 6, 7, 9 gold mines. That are quite a bit later, and yeah, that's basically not enough. Okay, I actually know how to do that by hand now. Wow. Kinda funny. Yeah, Error has big advantage in weapons, but no gold. That might very well bite him. Error overall does, in my opinion, look slightly better. Not even slightly, just better. But he might just lose again if he's not careful. At least the army is even, and PanKapitan is slowly losing his gold lead. 1, 2, 3... I guess I know why. There is no fish. PanKapitan has no fish. And the Error also does not have enough fish, but he's at least making some. PanKapitan is also making some, but I guess that's slightly worse. And also he just has like 4 working iron goldsmithers that are way slower than Roman ones. But we do see scouting, and that's very nice to just see the movements. And okay, mines. And level 1s are being produced by... That's level 1? Nah, that's level 2. Level 2s. In short, Error needs basically more of food at this point. Soon the coal will run dry. The iron is already somewhat running dry. The gold is running dry on food. He needs more fish. He needs more farms. He needs to expand his economy to sustain this wartime economy, let's say. Error is really unlikely to lose on PT, but yeah, that might not be what kills him. Here is the tower stack, but honestly, I don't have ultimate faith in like tower stacks. If anything, I do prefer castles. And if not castles, just a bunch of towers everywhere. Colony! Hoo-hoo! That's nice. Yeah, he has a bunch of people, but this is a colony most likely. Although if I were to make one, I mean he does have enough mountains, so there is just no point in like making it far away, right? I guess. And yeah, I do expect for empty minds, there is just ultimate hunger game here. There is no food in... Okay, this one coal mine has all the bread, and you know why? Because no one needed that coal. No one was going there for this coal, and for that reason it still is full of bread. And the error is already moving out, but we can still... Like, dude, at least put level 3 there. Like, I'm serious. And the error has nearly no settlers, oh my god. Nearly. But he is going for PanKapitan anyway. He does have more army. He does have more mana. He doesn't have Kaka. Because PanKapitan will be defending with 100 and he has like 83. Which, well, is not that good. And well, let's see. I mean, that's fine. You need like 5 thieves to 6 thieves on Troya. Yeah, 1 thief here, 1 thief here. PanKapitan sees this. Error is having half of... Actually, 1/3 of his army here. I mean, if you want to attack, you have to have all of your army. If you want to push. Unless you just count on the fact that you... And that leaves you vulnerable to, like, rats. Yeah, at least he has settlers now. I fear that this is too close, actually. I fear the proximity. Those empty towers. That's... At least garrison them if you are making them. That's not so good. And he still has weapons. But fortunately, no pickaxes or really fish. Just a few fish. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. PanKapitan is in better shape. Definitely. He does have more food, but the gold not taken is also kinda not that good. Very well protected tower of PanKapitan. Really nice. And barracks with one singular magazine. Yeah, Error might very well lose this. Like, the time at this point is playing in favor of PanKapitan, in my opinion. Because Error just has no food right now. Unless he fixes that, PanKapitan might outscale him. Not in buildings or anything else, just in pure combat power. Right. Although he does have less gold. Which is a problem. And Error is taking this mountain, while this gold is not yet taken, which is funny. Finally a tower here. That's a very late tower here. And fortunately he did put more, well, food there. Because right now, there is nothing there. Like, just look at this. It all is not working. Like, literally not working. And for PanKapitan, it at least works. Why are all of them in a position where I can't see the resources they hold? Barely, but working. Okay, still not enough iron, but oh well. Okay, Error has over 100 KK, but that's still not enough to just go in. You want more, usually more. Those look like thieves. Settlers would never stay like that, probably. By themselves. So I assume that at least some of them are thieves. Towers and towers. And would you look at that? PanKapitan is ahead of Error right now. Because Error was standing and is standing on basically any food. Or rather all foods. He overscaled his war economy over his food economy. And now there is nothing. And it will take some time before he recovers, actually. At least he garnisoned that. And now they are slightly more neck and neck, but PanKapitan still has more weapons. And Error seems to have still much more gold, which is in his favor. However, like, PanKapitan was so much more Warsaw a while ago than he is right now. Funny ones. Oh, ooh, 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 ooh. What is coming in there? Go, Error, 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 Error. You see this, you see this, you see this. Don't let them kill him. Don't let them kill him. Yes, good. Savos. Savos from Special Mission. Mission Impossible, in fact. Worth noting. Error Sabos. And it seems Error will be going in. He does have less army, but he does have more gold. A lot more gold, in fact. And well, we will see if that's enough. When it comes to mana, Error is ahead, but PanKapitan can still cast like 2 or 3 peace spells, and we will see if that's enough. How is the KK? 112, which is not bad, I do prefer 119, so he is slightly short on that, and given that he does have gold, I would make another set of this eye catchers, right? Honestly, I don't think that position of Error is bad at all. At this point. And the combat starts. Sane retreat. Although I would prefer to fight with him on actually no, he does not have 100 on outside terrain. But I know that Error does not know that, actually. So yeah, fighting outside of his terrain is slightly better. The lightnings are... and the priests are dying. Fortunately, some of them are still going forward. Okay, that was bad. Yeah, the lightning is way better than the change spell. And there goes the weapons. And Error is winning this. And this is not yet built. It seems... I wonder where the sub went. I literally don't see it. What the heck happened with the sabo? Oh, they are there. They are there. Move them, please. But yeah, the gold difference was enough, the KK difference was enough, the mana difference was enough this time. So yeah, that was good, I guess. And is there any rat? Not really, he has safe towers, so... yeah, I wouldn't bother, and I think that this might very well be GG here. The sabos are also coming in. So I don't think PanKapitan can do much here anymore. Yeah. The Sapo will just like trash everything here. Basically. And that means we will be going for game 3, I guess. Just look at those traitors. They are white, then they are green, and now they are blue. Constantly changing size, but they always belong to the blue player. And well, PanKapitan is defending on it, or at least trying to. But I don't think that will matter anymore. And well, it seems like a clean victory for Error at this point. The troops already started to come in. Meanwhile, yeah, PanKapitan is just defending with whatever he can muster, really. But I guess it won't be enough. And by the end of this game, we will be having a score of 1-1. And we will be going to play HG on the next map, which will take probably some time, honestly. It was a good attempt, it was a good game. We have the GG. And I guess we can just exit right now, after the map was uncovered for players. And yeah, overall, the gold made the difference. Despite error being later there, the lack of fish for PanKapitan definitely hurt him a lot in this game. Like, I just can't imagine the world in which just single or maybe two are enough. So yeah, error wins this, right? Error wins this. Overall. Yeah, though he does look better, much better, in fact. But what he did there near the end was not especially good. Well, anyway, we will be waiting for another game, I guess. So I will mute myself for a while just to let my throat get some time off. Okay, I'm back. Getting some throat medicine. And waiting for a map. Oh, Error is here. Hey Error. How are you feeling? Okay. The first game, it could have been better. But yeah. Yeah, I was thinking what could you do to actually avoid that in the first game? And I was thinking maybe less archers, maybe well, that was my first thought. But honestly, he would probably just TP you, ban you out of your country anyway, right? So it probably would go the same way whether or not you had a different units, basically.
It was pretty good. 200 weapons on PT and 110 mana, I think.
Yeah, the second game was really good from your side, although you did have some mistakes. For us, quite some time in your minds, there was literally nothing. If you noticed, and PanKapitan basically did the same mistake, where he had just two fishermen's, and that was it.
I have to go. Thank you
Alright.
for streaming my game.
No problem.
Goodbye.
Okay, that was Error. He came for a quick interview on the past two games, which was nice. And I guess we will go back to actually soon having game 3. So we are just waiting for a map and we will be starting soon. Hopefully I won't have the need to restart the game. Probably not. Actually, Error never has that green check mark on Discord, but now he has. Interesting. Anyway, we are waiting for game 3, I guess. Meanwhile, second game of Mastodon versus Vac will be LG. And it will probably start soon. Very cool. Honestly, it's kind of weird how long you have to actually wait for the games. But I guess the bot takes some time. I guess there won't be any more games though. Okay.